everyone, it's Anna and welcome to my channel. I make faith-related videos about all sorts of different topics, so go check out my previous videos and subscribe! But for today, I'm going to be doing such a fun video. I'm so excited for this. I have been wanting to do this for several months now. I am going to be doing a book recommendation video, a Christian book recommendation video, because let me tell you, sometimes it is so hard to find a good Christian book. Either it's cheesy or it's just plain crazy, but today I'm going to be showing you guys the non-cheesy, non-crazy Christian books that I have come up with to recommend to you guys. So, obviously, I want to put like a disclaimer before I say anything. Obviously, I don't agree with absolutely every single opinion in these books. I don't know every single thing about these authors. So, you know, that's just a disclaimer I'm putting out there. Obviously, even with Christian books, you still have to have a filter on, you know, like in your head whenever you read it. And you have to think of, you know, what you're going to accept and what you're going to reject. So, take the good and reject the bad, just as with anything else. But today I just want to recommend these books because I think that for the most part they're really great books that have helped me in my Christian walk. And I've got some fiction ones and non-fiction ones as well. So the first book that I want to recommend, I actually asked for Christmas last year, and it is called The Diary of a Teenage Girl series. And let me tell you, I thought the title was cheesy. So I just asked for the first book on my wish list. I did not ask for all of them. Well, guess what I did a couple of days after Christmas? Ordered the rest of the series because this book is really good and the series is really good. So it's about a teenage girl, and I believe she's a sophomore in high school when the book starts. Maybe she's a junior, I don't quite remember, but her name is Caitlin, and she's basically really struggling with her faith and making her faith her own. And the book is also a lot about family, and there's some struggles going on in Caitlin's family, and she's just trying to figure out how to deal with that. So this book also touches on that and just a lot of different topics. So I hope this book will be enjoyable to you guys. It's by Melody Carlson, and you guys can find it probably on Amazon. And the rest of the series is very good as well. So there's 4 more books. I will say I would recommend this probably ages 14, 15 and up. Even 14 I feel like is pretty young. I mean, I wouldn't give these books to a 12-year-old to read because there's just some mature topics like teenage pregnancies and suicidal thoughts and just a lot of different things that the books touch on that might not be appropriate for someone like underneath like high school age. So, but I think these books are super helpful for a good age group. The next book that I want to recommend is this lovely and popular book called Lies Young Women Believe by Nancy DeMoss and Dana Gresh, and I hope I'm pronouncing those correctly. So obviously this is a super popular book, but it's so helpful, and I think what's great about this book is that the authors just aren't afraid to talk about those things that people don't want to talk about, and they're just so brutally honest about the truth and so brutally honest about the lies that we as women and we as a culture really believe in. And so this book is great, and obviously I don't, you know, like agree with every single opinion in here, but a lot of it is Bible-based, and it's just so, it's honestly convicting. Like, some of the stuff is hard to read, and I'm sure it's hard to write for them as well. But it's a great book, and I think it would be great for like high school ages. Just a lot of things that our culture really believes and that are hurting girls today, but this book just really uncovers those lies. One thing I will say about this book that's just kind of funny to me, so it was written 10 years ago, and it was meant to be super relevant, so they try to like sound super cool with some of the things that they say, but some of it is already outdated. So they talk about like your MySpace account, which is so funny to me, and they talk about IMing. Like, I read the word IMing in there and I was like, what even is that? And I realized they were talking about instant messaging or texting. And it was so funny to me that's just a couple of the terms that they use are already outdated because our technology is moving so fast. But the principles in this book are timeless, so I think you guys should check it out. So yeah. That's that. The next book I would like to recommend is called Chasing Jupiter, and it is a fiction book that is just great for reading for fun. It's super clean, and I think it has some good lessons to teach. I haven't gone through all of it, but the main idea is it's about a girl named Scarlett. Once again, like in the other books, she's struggling with her faith and making her faith her own. There's also a lot of family problems going on. Her brother is mentally retarded, and she really loves him, but sometimes the family doesn't show that same kind of love towards him. And she also has an older sister who is just going crazy, and you know, Scarlett has to deal with her parents just being really distraught about her older sister. But I think what's going to end up happening, which no spoilers, but I think the main idea of the story is Scarlett just coming to God on her own, and just different people in Scarlett's life that pour into her to help her kind of make that decision. But I will say this seems to be like less of a Christian book as much as the Diary of a Teenage Girl series, but it's still a great clean read, you know, just for fun. And also there's a romantic interest in this book, and I think it's kind of cheesy and it's just kind of funny to me, but you know, just putting that out there, some romantic cheesiness in this book that seems a bit unrealistic, which is always annoying, but you know, still a great read. So the last book I want to recommend, I actually read like years ago, and I've had it sitting on my shelf, so I thought I would recommend it to you guys, and it's called The Miracle Girls, and I think this is an entire series, but I just read the first book my freshman year of high school, so I can only speak to this one, and I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it at the time that I read it. So basically it's about a girl who moves to a new school and she's struggling to find friends, but she ends up finding this interesting group of friends, and the book is a lot about like obeying your parents and once again like the different family dynamics, and secondly it's a lot about accepting people who have been mean to you and who have bullied you. So I think it's a great book. Once again, you've got the cheesy romantic interest that I honestly really didn't like in this book. But in the end, I think when they try to teach about it is that the romantic interest ended up not being such a great person after all, and they sort of try to teach a lesson through that. But still, I feel like whenever people are so young, just the romantic cheesiness is kind of like but those are the books I have to recommend to you guys today. One last thing that I want to say about these is that I got every single one of these books off of a website called Thrift Books. And guys, I mean, they're not sponsoring this or anything. I am not that professional. But they are such a good website because I literally got all these books for like $2, $3, $4, and shipping is always free when on orders over $10 within the US. So that's such a plus and so great. And I mean, they're used books, but they've always come in great condition. Like, I paid like $3 for this book and it looks like new. I paid a couple bucks for this book and it was I can't hold the book. I paid a couple bucks for this book and the condition I think was labeled like okay, and it ended up like coming in and the condition was great. So go check out that site. So good. It will save you bukus of money. And I hope this video was just encouraging to you guys, and if you guys found at least one book that would be interesting to you. So anyways, I never know how to end these videos, but I hope this was helpful, and come back next week for another video. Was